The real giant alien starfish was the friends we made along the way. It's Harmless Phosphorescence! Hello everyone, this is Mario Kart Racing D-Bag Throw Smiley. Who's joining me this week?
I'm Josh Cece, and yes, all this shit on my face makes my brain good.
I'm Brian Lesh, and rats can sense the good in me.
I'm not saying the beach full of dicks line, guys. Sorry. I'm Eric Weber.
God damn it. And this is Harmless Phosphorescence. It's the podcast where we watch every theatrically released full-length live-action superhero movie ever made. We gather some research into the production and source material, and we tell you all about it. This show is brought to you by patrons. We got patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You want to be a patron too? Go to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. We've got lots of bonus content there. We got Star Wars shows and holiday shows. Speaking of which, after this week, we're going to be doing Christmas shows for a few weeks coming up, and we are going to be doing a Christmas-themed monthly movie. Our monthly movie, where we do a non-superhero movie once a month. $1 a month is all you need, and our Christmas movie for this year, our monthly Christmas movie, we're going to have 4 in the main feed as well, but if you want to listen to that bonus one, you can hear us talk about Jingle All the Way in December.
Yeah.
Jingling
Good.
All the Way. That's going to be coming up.
It was nominated by 2 of us.
Yes. So, yeah. And one on our Twitter poll, what may be our last Twitter poll? I don't know. I'm not sure how long I can hang with Elon on there. But that will be December. But this week on Harmless Phosphorescence, we're watching The Suicide Squad.
Robert Dubois. He's in prison for putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet.
I'm not joining your suicide squad.
We'll see.
My court date is coming up. And Miss Waller said maybe you could help me out.
You're stretching in my door!
Everyone stand down.
Miss Waller, I don't...
Stand down!
I wouldn't take such extreme measures if this mission went more important than you could possibly imagine. Are you in or out? Good. Let's meet your team.
It's okay, I'm not okay.
Each member is chosen for his or her own completely unique set of abilities.
I need to feel the raindrops on my head, on my head.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Had to go number 2.
Good to know.
Is this thing a dog?
A dog? What kind of dog do you think it is, mate?
I'm gonna go with Afghan Hound.
Oh my god, is it a werewolf?
Yo, they turned me into a werewolf? Yo, let me out!
Hey, he's not a werewolf, okay? He's a weasel. He's harmless. I mean, he's not harmless. He's killed 27 children, but, you know.
Your mission is to destroy every trace of something known only as Project Starfish. Any questions?
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?
No.
No. All right. Let's get it. This is suicide. Well, that's kind of our thing.
I'm a superhero!
Where's my dad?
I want to get you out of real life.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
Ratatouille, what do you got?
Bird.
Now it. Stay off the comm.
The Suicide Squad. It was released August 5th, 2021. It has a running time of 132 minutes. It cost $185 million. It made $168.7 million at the box office. It was released day and date on HBO Max. So, you know, that's still a COVID movie. Still doing COVID movies well into 2021, as I'm sure we all remember. So, I mean, obviously, it didn't make a profit necessarily, but also I don't think they consider it a failure.
This movie was marketed weird.
Yeah.
It made it really confusing as to what was happening with the characters. Not to say that they could have fixed that easily, but it was marketed a lot like the first movie, so it just seems like a reboot. And it didn't have a James Gunn needle drop. It has this weird modern rock soundtrack thing, whatever the hell that song was. I don't know, recognize it.
Yeah, it was marketed. I know the teaser was a little more James Gunny than that one. That trailer had more of the plot, which is why I chose that one. But it wasn't just like music and visuals like the teaser was. But no, it was marketed weird. I don't think the James Gunn-ness came across. And oh my God, is there a lot of James Gunn-ness in this movie? So it was
one of his best.
Absolutely, it's my personal.
I think it might be better than both Guardians movies.
I personally agree. I personally agree. I think this is one of my favorite DC movies. Period. I mean, obviously, there's like the Dark Knights and stuff, but
we haven't gotten to their best thing yet. I think, but this is the second best thing now.
I think this is the best thing that's been done post Nolan. Personally,
I still really like the Batman.
Oh,
you know what it is though. It's the at the beginning of the movies.
It is the.
It's you add a the and I'm in.
The
like Batman, but the Batman.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Here, I'm listening.
The Suicide Squad.
Hey, the Flash is coming. So.
Oh man, yeah. Good thing they didn't name that Flash. Oof.
I wouldn't know if it's about Gordon Thompson. It could be anything, any Flash.
Just a speaker at the Gotham football game.
Yeah. What sort of Flash are we talking? So
just a guy in a park with the trench coat.
That's right. A guy running across a baseball field in 1978.
Just sitting in a rain poncho on the bleachers.
That's the streak.
Oh, the streak.
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
streak. Best of Ray Stevens featuring.
So, guys, I think it's time we play the box office top 10 game.
Okay.
This is the game where I will describe the top 10 movies of the week. The fellas will try to guess what movie I'm describing for the week of August 5th, 2021. A little over a year ago. So if you can put yourself back in time.
No.
At number 10... this was a movie we did last week. It is about guys. I don't know what it's about anymore, but they used to steal cars. It was F9.
Fast 9.
Yeah, F9, the Fast Saga.
F9.
They didn't even say fast.
Like the keyboard commands.
Yeah, it's just
F9 gets you this fucking.
Isn't that print screen? Like what? At number 9,
it converts your computer to Vin Diesel. That's what it does.
My computer runs on unleaded.
On diesel.
Yeah.
Okay.
At
number 9.
At number 9 this week, 6 people find themselves unwillingly locked up and slowly uncover what they have in common to survive.
The Croods.
Yeah, you didn't have to describe what locked up is unwillingly.
Is this a Saw movie?
Saw?
It's not, but it may as well be. Apparently, this is a franchise which I only am now becoming aware of. Huh. But it basically seems like Saw without Jigsaw.
Okay.
Escape Room.
Yeah. Escape Room 2, Tournament of Champions.
That sounds like the stupidest premise for a horror movie.
Like I thought
a horror movie about the Thing based on horror movies.
Yeah, this is so. I have only just now learned this exists, and I don't want to watch any of them.
Yeah,
add it to the list.
Oh shit!
Any room could be an escape room,
right?
Because how bad you want to get out. A lot of people work in escape rooms. All right.
At number 8 this week. Oh, I cannot read the description of this. It just, oh my God. I'll tell you the description afterwards. There's a bad guy and it's about him, and it's an origin movie, and he's fighting a team that we've actually done a podcast about, but it's not superheroes.
Shit. I thought it was going to be like a Minions movie, but
it's live action.
About it?
It's this. There's no way to describe this without.
It's not a Power Rangers movie.
It's not a Power Rangers. It's a bad guy origin story, and we've done a monthly movie, a podcast about the team.
Huh.
Turtles?
This is a Star Wars thing, right?
Nope, not Star Wars.
Is this some kind of Star Wars thing?
Nope, it's not a Star Wars thing. It was a while back. We did one. There's been at least 3 or 4 of these things.
Is this the Golem biopic?
No, I wish it was.
Wait, we haven't done Lord of the Rings.
Biopic when he becomes an up and coming.
The Golem behind the music. He's like, oh, Stevie Vai.
It has a nice ring to it. This is.
It's named after. So it was.
What's love got to do with it?
So the franchise, it was a movie franchise. We did one episode on the first movie of it. It was based on an IP, which we as kids were very fond of.
Is this Transformers?
Not Transformers, but it's in that vein. We haven't done a Transformers movie.
Micronauts.
No. Have we done a Micronauts movie?
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
Oh, is this Cobra?
No, Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes.
Oh, Snake Eyes.
This is.
He was.
Wait, we did a movie.
He wasn't a bad guy.
We did a G.I. Joe movie.
We did.
We did a G.I.
We did
Joe.
The Rise of Cobra, but Snake Eyes was not a bad guy.
No.
Oh wait,
Shadow.
Oh, you're right.
Shadow Star.
A G.I. Joe spinoff centered around the character of Snake Eyes is what the description is.
The ninja with the white outfit was the bad guy, right? Was it Shatterstar?
Oh, Snake Eyes was.
No, Shatterstar's a comic.
Yeah, Shatterstar's in Deadpool,
Comic
right?
books,
Isn't that? Or no, that's from Planet Mojo World.
X-Force.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yes.
What are we on?
So Snake Eyes, yeah. Number 7. A rogue artificial intelligence kidnaps the son of a celebrity who then has to work with a bunch of crazy characters. That's the closest I can get without giving it away.
WALL-E. Is it animated or did people show up for this?
Yes to both parts of that question.
Oh, both. It's a Roger Rabbit type situation.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Oh, it's Chippendales.
Nope,
No.
it is not.
Chippendales.
Magic Mike. Part 3.
Chip. You know, it's really weird that they had chipmunks stripping. Anyway.
Speak for yourself. I know what I'm into. How about 2 tickets?
It is a Roger Rabbit situation. It is a sequel to a popular legacy 90s movie. And it stars, well, as soon as I say this, it's a Warner Brothers joint. It has
Animaniacs the movie.
I mean, close.
Space Jam, the new Space Jam,
a new legacy.
The Rogue AI. I forgot. What a bad.
It's Don
storyline.
Cheadle, and it's like it takes place in a computer. I haven't seen it, but it's apparently terrible.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
And like they have a whole bunch of Warner Brothers, like Clockwork Orange. The Droogs show up in it. It's like, what is happening?
What? I saw the first one in the Netherlands. I think by myself.
I love the first one.
You flew to the Netherlands just to watch it.
Yep, that's what happened. I went to the premiere, but there was no premiere. It's just me.
They're like, this is the first showing, right? Like, yeah.
It's the premiere of today.
At number 6. There's no way to describe this. Sir Gawain goes on an adventure.
Arthur? Something about Arthur?
I think this was an A24. Yeah, it's an A24.
Oh, The Last Duel?
No. It's
No.
directed by David Lowery.
This helps.
The Green Knight.
The Green Knight.
Oh, The
Yes.
Green Knight.
Still haven't seen that. I heard it was
Good
really,
point.
Neither have I.
really
I've heard
good,
it's good though. Yeah.
I heard it was good, yeah.
At number 5 this week. Oh, Jesus Christ. They still make these fucking movies. A father travels from Oklahoma to France to help his estranged daughter, who is imprisoned for a murder she claims she didn't commit. I did not know that's what this... Okay. The poster
taken.
The poster and the title did not give me that as a plot.
Isn't Matty Damon in it?
Yeah, Matt Damon looking all like redneck. Like
yeah, but he goes looking for his trafficked daughter.
He's like, I'm from Oklahoma and I'm Matt Damon.
Now give me my daughter.
Extradited? I don't even know. Yeah, like
and the tagline is "Secrets run deep."
Jesus.
pizza conspiracy theory.
Pizzagate.
It's called Stillwater. It's based on a true story, right? I think it is. I don't know. I have no idea.
The title is based on a true town in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Stillwater. Okay.
But he's in France the whole time, so I don't know. I have no idea.
Wasn't that the name of the band from Almost Famous?
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. This was originally called Matt Damon's European Vacation.
Well, he's in trouble for some crypto hawking, isn't he? Amongst many other famous celebrities.
Yeah, they got yeah.
Yeah, he had that Super Bowl ad to Mars for FTX, which is now negative billions of dollars.
Yeah, fucking NFTs. Jesus Christ. At number 4 this week, it's a family reunion. And things get crazy.
This movie?
No.
The Croods.
It's
3.
It's Croods all the way down.
The Croods.
Always has been.
Raphael is crude but rude. A family has to
It's
stick
a family
together.
reunion, and then things get crazy. We've recently spoken of this movie at length.
Oh, yeah.
It stars...
These are the most recent movies, and I can't... They're all...
let's see. It stars David Harbour, Florence Pugh.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah. At number 3, this fucking movie. A vacationing family discovers that the secluded beach where they're relaxing for a few hours is somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their entire lives into a single day.
Old.
Stupidest name for this movie, too. Like, M. Night Shyamalan's Old.
He's already used the worst title for a movie.
Which
and
was?
It's The Happening.
The Happening. I wish he had named it The Beach That Makes You Old.
This should have just been a series of events.
A series of events.
Unfortunate, just events.
Like, are they unfortunate? It depends on your point of view.
Some are, some aren't.
Yeah, if you didn't want to
overgeneralize,
if you didn't want to get hung up raising your kid, it's a good movie.
I'm out behind a rock as an adult.
Like sweet.
At number 2 this week, a small riverboat takes a group of travelers down the river, and there's dangerous animals and reptiles, and there's a supernatural element.
This is The Rock and what's her face, Krasinski's wife,
Emily Blunt.
Jungle
Blunt.
Cruise.
Jungle Cruise, yes.
Disney ride. Not a
Disney-
sequel to
Yeah.
the previous Disney ride
The-
franchise.
which is a very fun little ride to take.
yeah.
I suggest going on at night. It's a really fun ride to do after dark.
Oh, the Jungle Cruise?
Yeah,
Yeah. it is. This is getting a sequel, right?
probably. I have no idea.
Still cruising. Tokyo Drift.
Are they just going to cruise each continent?
It's all Speed 3.
They're like,
Cruising.
yeah, jungle cruising in like Canada. They're gonna go.
The
Jungle
Mekong
Cruising
Delta.
World.
Oh no. I liked the first Jungle Cruise that Francis Ford Coppola made in the 70s.
Yeah. Apocalypse eventually.
It's about the journey, you know.
Wow.
And number 1 this week, supervillains Harley Quinn, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, and a collection of nutty cons at Belle Reve Prison join a super secret, super shady Task Force X as they are dropped off at the remote enemy-infused island of Cordo Maltese.
The
What is it, guys? The cruise.
The cruise
delay.
Yeah, Suicide Squad opened at number 1. That is our box office top 10. Which brings us to the character background. And whoa, are there a lot of characters? Mr. Professor Weber.
Yeah, I'm going to mute myself so I don't.
Yeah. I know you got a lot to blow through here, Al, so we'll try to keep our interruptions to a minimum.
Okay. I just counted. There are.
We're not going to interrupt hardly at all.
As little as possible.
Yeah, Al, we're gonna not say anything for a while here.
All right, just so you can go.
Starting, yeah.
Now.
Right. Okay. Right now.
Right now.
Okay,
No.
but now.
Okay. I counted 17 characters from the comics, and not including a couple of the cameos. These are characters with lines. A couple of them we've seen before, but I still mention them just to keep the continuity going. So, the Suicide Squad is an anti-hero supervillain team of DC Comics, debuted in The Brave and the Bold number 25, September of 1959. The second and modern version of the Suicide Squad, created by John Ostrander, debuted in Legends number 3 of 1987. Roughly in order of appearance, we have Savant, aka Brian Derlin, first introduced in Birds of Prey, number 56, August of 2003. Savant is a spoiled heir to an enormous fortune, moved to Gotham City to become a vigilante. Savant is a genius-level intellect. Computer prodigy, multilinguist, and master martial artist. A neurochemical imbalance gives him a non-linear memory and chronic forgetfulness. The 2011 New 52 reintroduced Savant as a short-lived member of the Suicide Squad. We've seen Colonel Rick Flag. Originally, he was a captain. Rick Flag Jr. debuted in The Brave and the Bold number 25, September of 1959. That was the introduction of the Suicide Squad. Field leader of the squad, Rick Flag is a master tactician and strategist and a master in armed and unarmed combat. His father, Rick Flag Sr., led the World War II era Suicide Squadron, as shown in Secret Origins number 14, May of 1987. We've also seen Captain Boomerang, George Digger Harkness, first appeared in The Flash, number 117, December of 1960. First seen primarily as an enemy of two versions of The Flash, Barry Allen and Wally West. Boomer has been a prominent member of the Suicide Squad since the late 90s. An expert marksman and combatant, Boomy utilizes various trick and weaponized boomerangs. At first, our next character, I couldn't find anything right away, but then I found a little blurb. Richard Dick Hertz.
Wow.
AKA Blackguard.
Wow.
Dick Hertz.
Pete Davidson was Dick Hertz.
That's hilarious.
Again, it was hard to find information. Probably first appeared in Booster Gold number 2, March of 1986. An enforcer of the organized crime group, the 1000. Later reformed and worked with Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, then the Suicide Squad.
Dick Hertz.
Mongal made her first unnamed appearance in Showcase 95, number 8. Or was that 85? Crap, I wrote down 2 different dates. Anyway, 85 or 95. Her first appearance as Mongal, named, was in Superman Volume 2, number 170, July of 2001. She's the daughter of Mongol 1, or Mongol the First, and sister to Mongol the Second. Mongal is of the alien species Warzune from the planet Warworld. Mongal possesses superhuman strength and stamina. Then we have Javelin, real name Gunter Braun. First seen in The Green Lantern Volume 2, number 173, February of 1984. Javelin is a former German Olympic athlete who turned to a life of crime using his uncanny abilities with a javelin-based weapons arsenal.
Javelin-based?
Sticks. Fucking call them what they are.
Long sticks.
Yeah.
They're pointy at both ends. Corey Pitzner, the Detachable Kid, was based on a character from comics named Floyd Belkin, a.k.a. Arm Fall Off Boy.
DC.
Every time I hear the Detachable Kid, all I can think about is the King Missile song.
Right.
Yep, same.
First appearing in Secret Origins number 46, December of 1989, Arm Fall Off Boy was an applicant in the first tryouts of the Legion of Superheroes and was the Legion's first reject. Later known as Splitter, the character can remove his limbs and use them as clubs. Then we have...
I mean, technically anyone can do that. They just can't put them back on.
Right. So he's the reattachable kid.
Reattachable kid would make more sense.
Next up we have Weasel, named John Monroe, debuted in The Fury of Firestorm, number 36, June of 1985. A lonely Stanford University student in the late 60s, John was dubbed Weasel by scornful schoolmates. Grown to become a teacher at Vandermeer University in Pittsburgh, John found himself co-worker to several of these former schoolmates. Rationalizing revenge, John took on the costumed identity of Weasel, displaying great agility and expertise at hand-to-hand combat, donning a weasel costume with sharp claws.
He's owning it.
Did he steal babies and like chicken eggs and things?
Not that I saw.
He's owning it. I'm taking it back.
He's stealing chicken eggs from like the store.
The 2011 New 52 reboot depicted John Monroe in a more animalistic state stalking Central Park.
Well, that makes more sense than like a science student who just knows awesome hand-to-hand combat all of a sudden.
Yeah. I'm
Like,
not
you
even
wanna
sure
be a
what he
ninja?
studied in school.
Yeah.
So was he
Weasel?
Like a normal man during the day, but at night the moon beckoned him to become
He
a
was
weasel?
actually Pauly Shore with the
Oh my God! If they'd
It
gotten
all started with him wheezing the juice.
wheezing the juice.
If they had
That's
gotten,
what gives him his power.
If they had gotten Pauly Shore to play the Weasel, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, next level.
Then we have Harley Quinn, aka Dr. Harleen Quinzel. Just a reminder, first appeared as Joker's girlfriend in Batman the Animated Series in September of 1992.
Which, by the way, rest in peace, Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah. To me, he will always be the voice of Batman.
Same here.
Absolutely, yeah.
After the animated series, every time I saw a Batman animated movie that didn't have his voice, it was just like, what gives?
Yeah, the only one I've accepted was Dietrich Bader, but that's because of the
He's
funny.
playing that Batman.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
He's
doing
got
that
more
voice.
Adam
Yeah,
West.
yeah.
But Kevin Conroy, yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear him in my brain.
Also, Amanda Waller, director of the Suicide Squad. The character debuted in Legends #1, November of 1986. Then we have Robert Dubois, Bloodsport. First appeared in Superman, Volume 2, Number 4, April of 1987. He was a Vietnam draft evader who went insane upon learning his brother went to war using his name and lost his limbs in battle.
I was wondering.
The detachable kid.
He didn't die. He just lost his limbs.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
All of them?
It just said lost his limbs. I'm guessing all of them.
The best
when you
ones,
say
at least.
Lost his limbs and you don't specify which one, I assume it's all of them.
I assume it's
Same.
all, yeah.
Yeah.
I always wondered if Robert
Just
Dubois
rolling
was
down
related
a-
to Benson. But his last name was Dubois.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the guy who shot Superman in the first movie? In Superman versus the Mole Man?
Luke Benson.
That was Luke Benson. And Luke Benson Dubois. Dubois shot Superman with the
I was
kryptonite
gonna
bullet.
say, yeah. If it's hereditary, just shooting Superman, that's a blood feud.
right in the fucking chest.
It's all connected, people.
Look it up.
So, operatives of Lex Luthor recruited Dubois to kill Superman, arming him with advanced weaponry, including a gun that fired kryptonite needles. Dubois has considerable strength, stamina, and durability, and was skilled in firearms, knives, explosives, and hand-to-hand combat. Then we have Christopher Smith, also known as Peacemaker.
Ah, yes.
The Peacemaker first appeared as a backup series in Charlton Comics' espionage team title Fightin' 5, number 40, all the way back in November of 1966.
Yep.
I've got to say, between this and the Peacemaker series, I had no idea I loved John Cena this fucking much.
I was immediately won over by him.
Hey man, pro wrestlers make great actors, and because they are.
Yeah.
This segment on Peacemaker is actually the longest. When that series was canceled, with the next issue, Peacemaker received his own title lasting 5 issues in 1967. When Charlton Comics, with the demise of Charlton Comics in the 80s, DC Comics acquired the Peacemaker and released a 4-issue miniseries in 1988. Original Peacemaker was a pacifist diplomat so committed to peace that he is willing to use force as a superhero to advance the cause. He used an array of special, non-lethal weapons and typically fought dictators and warlords.
Did
I
he
was
have?
gonna say Nixon.
Did he have that toilet seat on his head? The big
Yes.
chrome dome back
Yeah.
then?
Yeah,
In the
originally.
60s too?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think-
that's why they kept it, because he
Yeah.
originally did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it because the more that they dive into it on the show, the better it gets.
Yeah,
God,
but initially it's ridiculous and inexplicable,
Yeah.
which I like. It's a beacon of truth.
Now, in the 80s, post-crisis Peacemaker learns his peace through violence efforts were the result of a serious mental illness brought on by the shame of his father being a Nazi death camp commandant.
Bam. I didn't know that was
Wow.
canon.
Yeah. That's really interesting. It's less interesting than him being a Grand Dragon, but that's where the Grand Dragon idea came from, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I guess that was not cut from cloth like that. Yeah, canon.
So he believes his father's spirit haunts him continually and criticizes his every move. Which is
Worst
another
haunting
thing we saw
ever.
from
Same.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
another thing we saw from the show. I think I went a little more in depth because there was a series that we will not talk about.
That shall not be
Beyond this.
named.
It's really cool though to
The
see
New Adventures
how,
of Old Christine.
how deep into this character. I don't want to give James Gunn all the credit, but he clearly wanted this to be a thing out of the movie.
Yeah.
That he really like mined it for quality, because that show pulled on all kinds of emotional beats that I did not expect it to.
That show was
Like-
amazing. That was one of my favorite.
What? Oh, Peacemaker. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think that John Cena could make me feel emotional as this big stupid character, but multiple times he did.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, becoming a particularly deadly vigilante who would kill at the slightest provocation, Peacemaker begins to believe that the ghosts of people he killed or were killed in his vicinity are collected inside his helmet and can offer advice or commentary.
So he thought he was mentally ill because he wasn't killing people, but now he's just embracing it and just killing people and talking to ghosts.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. He's embracing the verbal irony, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the Colt 45, you know, is called the Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Peacemaker served the U.S. government under Checkmate, a division of Task Force X. But Peacemaker's methods are often viewed by other heroes and anti-heroes as too extreme. Interestingly, Christopher Smith is also a gifted pianist.
I'm kind of glad they didn't do that in the show, because that would have been weird to have him sit at a piano and impress
So weird.
us.
While a camera does like a 180. 360.
Next up, we have King Shark, Nanawe. First appeared in Superboy number 0, October of 1994.
Land Shark. Dave.
Yeah, my Land Shark Dave came out just the year before, I believe.
Al,
Yeah,
I think you got a
sounds right.
lawsuit on your hands.
I know. You have documented proof.
Nanawe is a demigod humanoid shark born in Hawaii, son of the shark god, the king of all sharks. The character has primarily been an adversary to Aquaman, Flash, and Superboy, and has team affiliations with the Suicide Squad and the Secret Society of Supervillains.
The Secret Society of Supervillains.
And Nanawe is actually a Hawaiian mythical character. I don't want to say a god necessarily, but an actual Hawaiian shark mythological figure.
How would
like a
you
demigod?
know? How would you know about Hawaii, Brian?
Oh, I've been there once. just the once.
Just the once.
Just the once.
Then we have Cleo Kazo, Ratcatcher 2, based on the Gotham City villain Ratcatcher named Otis Flanagan. That character debuted in Detective Comics number 585, April of 1988. Once an actual municipal rat catcher,
I was going to say.
Otis sank into a life of crime, utilizing his special ability to communicate with and train rats.
So it wasn't technology?
No.
I don't think so.
Just really dug rats.
It's so DC. I mean, Marvel does it a little bit, but just like falling into vats of stuff to transform you, DC loves to have your occupation attached to your villainy or hero.
Yes. Yes. I'm the ombudsman.
Yeah.
Calendar Man works at a publishing house.
Oh no, it's Linda.
It's the HR specialist.
The Garbage Man.
Next up, not his job, we have Abner Krill as Polka Dot Man. Who was? I'm sorry, I guess it was his job. He was a municipal polka dot man in Gotham City.
We're just working for the man every night and day.
Primarily a minor adversary of Batman, Polka Dot Man first appeared in Detective Comics number 300, February of 1962, as Mr. Polka Dot.
Totally 62.
So he might be the second oldest character after Rick Flag. Abner Krill possessed advanced technology in the form of his dotted costume. When removed from the costume, the dots were controlled by the costume's belt, enlarging and becoming various devices, including a flying buzzsaw dot, a flying saucer dot, which was kind of his escape vehicle, a sun dot, a bubble dot, fist dots, acid dots, and the hole dot, a teleportation system that was basically a portable hole.
And we all got one of those. And the AZ dot, the Department of Transportation.
And his favorite candy was dots.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it went from being like a telekinetic power to just
I like
dots.
I love the idea of an interdimensional virus. Like that was
It's very
so
DC
cool.
too, for that to be a thing that just
They
happened.
didn't get into it too much, but it's like, yeah, all right. That explains that. Moving on. They literally did that in the middle. Like, all right, moving on.
And then The Thinker is the name of 5 supervillains appearing in DC Comics. The first was Clifford DeVoe, enemy of Jay Garrick Flash. First appeared in All Flash number 12, fall of 1943. Second was Clifford Carmichael, an enemy of Firestorm. The third was Desmond Carter, an enemy of Batman. The fourth, an artificial intelligence, enemy of the Justice Society of America.
Well, I mean, the first really was Michelangelo's enemy.
It was Rodan, I think, technically.
Rodan did the Thinker, yeah.
That's why. That's right. He was Michelangelo's enemy. Rodan was on his side.
Well, and Rodan didn't do as much work because he was fighting Godzilla most of the time, right?
Yeah, Michelangelo was busy fighting the Shredder.
Yeah. It's history, people. So,
read a book.
Yeah.
Then the fifth was an unnamed version of the Thinker, enemy of the Suicide Squad, introduced in the New 52. This version of the Thinker possessed a technologically derived superintelligence that came at the cost of draining energy from his body and prematurely aging him.
What?
And
he drained his body, like his precious bodily fluids?
The Sterling, Hayden.
They were
drain
sapping
energy.
My body has been energy has been drained, and I've been prematurely aged, and I am not especially smart. So I feel
opposite.
There were
here.
5 distinct thinkers throughout DC history, right?
Yes.
Were there ever 2 at the same time? Or
Not
did
that I
they
know
like?
of.
If there were, do you think they like filed a copyright claim
Against each other.
One would think.
or they just fought it out? They just like played a game of chess or something.
Yeah, from now on, you have to be the thought guy.
The thinker too.
The thought police.
I believe there was a version of the Thinker that appeared on The Flash, the TV show. And then finally, before our cameos, we have Starro the Conqueror.
Yep.
First appeared in The Brave and the Bold number 28, February, cover dated February to March 1960. Starro was the first villain to face the original Justice League of America. An alien resembling a giant starfish with a large central eye, Starro possesses the abilities of mind control, biofission, size alteration, energy absorption and projection, and regeneration.
All right.
And then the 3 cameos included Calendar Man, Kaleidoscope, and Double Down. The 2 latter ones I'm not that familiar with.
Did you guys ever see the Robot Chicken bit about Starro?
No.
Oh, there's a fantastic early Justice League, early 60s toys of them fighting Starro, and it's very funny and dumb. But some of that made it into this movie. I mean, Starro made it into the movie, but the jokes that they make definitely came with it.
I have to say I'm impressed with how many characters James Gunn was willing to just kill off in this.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. The jarring. Well, yeah. All right. Sorry.
So
it's in, how many characters did we have total, Al? 17 or something?
17 from the comics. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 survived.
Yeah, that's
No, 7 including Amanda Waller and Weasel. Sorry.
Oh, that's right,
Spoilers.
Weasel.
This is a bigger cast than like Endgame, right? Except for, of course, the portal scene, whatever. But
Yeah, the portal scene.
But that ensemble cast is like a big ensemble cast. This is bigger.
It is, but to be fair, like the end game, they all got to be.
Well, everybody makes it out of the first act in Endgame.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Al, for that character and comic book background.
You're welcome.
Aw. That brings us to the production of the film itself. This was written and directed by James Gunn, who has recently been named co-CEO of DC Films. This happened because basically some right-wing guys tried to get him canceled because of some old bad joke tweets he made. Like,
yeah, he made some really dark jokes.
Yeah.
That were not okay.
No, they weren't okay. They weren't.
Oh. From that trauma director.
Yeah.
I expect more.
Exactly. He got to start at Trauma. But he briefly got fired from Marvel and came over here. Warner Brothers was like, we don't care. Come make a movie.
Yeah, because of tweets, I don't know. The response needs to be proportional. I've said this before.
Yeah. This
when
was
you
an
jump on
interesting-
shit like that, it takes away from shit like Harvey Weinstein.
Well, and it's not like he was denying the Holocaust like some or anything.
And those things had happened well before Disney had hired him to make. This was in between Scooby-Doo and like the two Scooby-Doos, I think.
This was
a very long time ago.
It was a very long time ago. Yeah. But so anyways, he got hired back. So obviously we're going to be getting Guardians 3 from him. So all's well that ends well, I suppose. And now he gets to be the head of DC. So it worked out for him.
Not to dig too deep into the cancel culture thing, but it sort of took some of the hooks out of weaponizing these things.
It did.
Which was interesting, because if they had doubled down and been like, no, James Gunn is dead to us, more people, right wing or left wing would be doing this, but the right wing definitely like took this skill and turned it into a targeted weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and it's funny how it's less, I don't want to get too political, but it's funny how it's less effective coming from the right wing, because perhaps call me crazy, but perhaps there's fewer left-wing positions which are abhorrent to the general culture. Just putting that out there. Anyways, as far as our cast go, we've got Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn. This is the third or fourth appearance by Harley in live action.
It's only the third.
It feels like so much more. She's so inhabited that we spoke about this before, but she's so inhabited that role, like Iron Man, like Robert Downey with Iron Man, like Hugh
this
Jackman
is
and Wolverine.
inspired.
Yeah.
Idris
Elba as Bloodsport. Let's see. Idris Elba. We last saw him in Thor Ragnarok as Heimdall. John Cena as Peacemaker. This is the first time we've seen John Cena in a superhero movie. Of course, he was best known as a wrestler for many, many years. His on-screen non-wrestling work, wrestling's on screen too.
He did the Marine, right? That was like his first movie when he was still like just a wrestler, not like a funny wrestler.
Yeah.
Or like a personality.
Yes. He did a lot of TV, of course. He was on Hannah Montana. And he has recorded a studio album, which came out in 2005, entitled "You Can't See Me."
John Cena did?
Yes.
So that's where the joke comes from? Because I'm not hip to wrestling, never have been.
No, I think it's called that because of the wrestling joke. I don't know where that joke comes from because I'm not.
Well, I mean, that's early on enough for that to build upon his persona as the guy who is invisible. He made an album called "You Can't See Me." Doesn't he do this? That's his thing. Like we're on audio form. I'm waving my hands in front of my face. That's what he does.
Yeah,
that's like his talk.
That's it. I'm here. I'm queer. Now I'm over here. Can you see me?
His first movie actually was Ready to Rumble in 2000. He was just in the background of that. But
that's the David Arquette one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I like that movie.
Yeah. Of course, the Marine was his first like real role. He was in Fred the movie. Oh Lord. That YouTube kid from the 2000s.
I vaguely remember.
Really, really annoying. It was around the same time as like the Angry Orange or whatever that was. It was like that era of YouTube.
But yeah, that kid had a real high pitched, squeaky type voice, and
yeah, exactly.
First time they tried to parlay that YouTube shit.
He was. He also did voices in Scooby Doo, WrestleMania Mystery, and The Flintstones and WWE Stone Age SmackDown.
Hanna-Barbera crossed over with WWE several times.
Probably the first thing I saw him in, as far as the big screen goes, is Trainwreck, that Amy Schumer movie. He was good. He was good in that. He was funny. Let's see. He was in Bumblebee, and of course, he's going to be in. He was in F9, and he's in the upcoming Fast X.
Isn't he somebody's brother in that you would never believe that they are siblings?
Is it like The Rock or something, or like Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea.
I think maybe it's Vin Diesel. He might be Vin Diesel's brother. What?
Yeah, his last name, he played Jacob Toretto. He is not an Italian man. Anyways, and of course he starred in the Peacemaker TV show, which we've already mentioned.
We cannot recommend enough.
Yeah, great show. John Kinnaman is back as Rick Flag. We talked about him in Suicide Squad. Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. Amazing casting. Amazing casting. We last saw him in Guardians 2.
And being himself, kind of. He's not like putting on a voice. It's just his voice.
Yeah, he just speaks in a few words. Viola Davis is back as Amanda Waller. David, I'm going to mess up this last name, David Dasmalchian as Polka Dot Man. We saw him in The Dark Knight.
Yep. You're muted, Brian.
He was an Ant-Man also. He's one of the...
yes, he is.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Let's see. Daniela Melchior as Ratcatcher 2. She's a Portuguese actress. She mostly did Portuguese TV shows before being cast in this film. She was the voice of Gwen Stacy in the Portuguese dub of Into the Spider-Verse.
That's really cool. I didn't know she was actually Portuguese.
Yeah, she is Portuguese. She's going to be in Guardians Volume 3 and Fast X coming up next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how James Gunn stumbled upon her, if she's going to be in other things that he made too.
Yeah.
She's great, man.
Oh, yeah, she's really great. Yeah. Michael Rooker as Savant. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Obligatory Michael Rooker.
Yeah, he's in every James Gunn movie. Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. Peter Capaldi as the Thinker. Best known probably at this point as the 12th Doctor. He's like an old school British actor going back so very far. What is that? The Thick of It, which is a great show. Really funny British political show. He is in the Paddington movies as well, which are better than any movies about Paddington should be.
People, say they're really good.
It's Paddington 2 is the better of the two also.
Yeah, somehow it's like it has like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it's apparently just an amazing movie. It's so weird.
They took out all the Paddington buttholes though.
Man, the Paddington butthole cut. Alice Braga Mores as Sal Soria, the leader of the rebel faction of Cordo Maltese. She was in City of God. I Am Legend. She's
been in something that we've done, right? She's been in a comic book movie before, in like an X-Men movie.
Oh, she was in the New Mutants.
Oh, she's the nurse.
She's
Nurse
the
Ratched.
nurse in the New Mutants. That's right. That's where we last saw her. Pete Davidson as Dick Hertz, a.k.a. Blackguard. And
Jesus.
Pete Davidson he's fucking Pete Davidson. I'm not going to go through Pete Davidson's list.
No.
And for what his character does is great.
Let's notice the guy who was trying to get Kanye some help after, like, hey, bro, maybe we should just like see somebody talk to his therapist.
I do want to say King of Staten Island is incredible. If you haven't seen it,
That is
it was
good.
a good movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was very surprised.
So Jennifer Holland is she's what is her name in this? Amelia Harcourt.
That's James Gunn's wife now, right?
Is she? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
Yeah.
the blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she
Wow.
also featured very heavily in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Flula Borg as Javelin, Sean Gunn as Weasel, of course, Mei Ling Eng as Mongal, Nathan Fillion as TDK. Nathan Fillion showing up in all of these movies too.
Such a tease of Nathan Fillion too.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently they based this version of the Weasel on Bill the Cat from Bloom County, which makes sense. Let's see. Juan Diego Bodo as Sylvia Luna, the president that Harley kills. Taika Waititi playing the Ratcatcher's dad. Ratcatcher 1.
And he showed up for one day and performed brilliantly. He's such a good actor, which is so funny because it's a funny scene. It's weird. It's stupid, but it's still James Gunn's so good at getting emotional things.
He is so
out
good.
of
If you haven't seen
funny
Our
moments.
Flag Means Death, like that's one of I think that's one of Taika's better roles in recent years.
So good in that. Yeah.
Storm Reed as Bloodsport's daughter Tyla. She's probably best known for her role in 12 Years a Slave. Sean Gunn was also Calendar Man. Steve Agee as what is that dude's name in this? He was in
John Economos.
John Economos.
And it's AG.
Agee, sorry, Steve Agee. Yeah. Let's see. I feel like that rounds out most of our big cameos and small characters. But John Ostrander, the creator of the Suicide Squad, the 1980s version, did make a cameo as Dr. Fitzgibbon.
Oh, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
So, yeah, that was nice.
Oh, also, our boy Lloyd Kaufman has a cameo.
That's right. Yeah.
Where?
He's in the bar.
Yeah. Oh, as is Palm Clemente.
Oh, yeah. Pom Clemente.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Mantis. She's one of the dancers.
Yeah, exactly. So Will Smith was originally supposed to come back for the sequel, obviously, as you know, Idris Elba is basically the same character, but not the same powers, anyways.
Completely self-aware of it.
And they make that joke about how Peacemaker also has the same powers. Like, there's so many guys who's like, in their hands, anything's a weapon.
Yeah, Deathstroke is the same.
Yeah.
It made me think of the Thunderbolts complaints where people are like, they're all just the same super powered people with guns. I was like, I hope somebody makes that joke in this movie.
Yeah.
We all do the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they were also planning several spin-off films, including a Deadshot solo movie, Will Smith's character, and a Gotham City Sirens movie, which eventually turned into Birds of Prey. So originally, of course, they were making this with David S. Goyer, but
oh my God.
And Zach Penn, who also did a million of these fucking things. And Jared Leto was supposed to, of course, come back as the Joker.
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall the day he got the phone call that like, no, I guess there's not a role for you in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Jared Leto's been super, super salty about all this stuff ever since he stopped being the Joker.
Good for him.
Yeah, fuck that guy. This was supposed to also be the first appearance of Black Adam, The Rock as Black Adam, as in a cameo. But of course, all of that just kind of fell through. And then when James Gunn got let go from Guardians of the Galaxy, from the MCU, as we spoke about earlier, basically the Warner Brothers decided to just give him a call, and they just put the whole things in his hands, which I think was probably the best decision that the Warner Brothers has made in a long time.
And it's paying off in dividends because now he's part of their creative team.
He's co-CEO of DC Movies.
Yeah, he's the Feige of their world now.
Yeah. So, yeah, a great decision here. I'm actually looking forward to where the DC universe goes now. But that about covers the production. This has 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I do have a couple letterboxed reviews here. Jordup writes, I would rather die, 0.5 star. While Parker Demo writes, my God, I want to die, 5 stars. So...
Gay.
I hope they're okay, both of them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, that my God, I want to die, 5 stars, by the way, was a review from yesterday. He posted that yesterday.
Was that one of you guys?
Yesterday. Oh my God, it had not occurred to me to throw up a review before. 5 stars.
Yeah, start throwing up some gay reviews, Josh, on Letterboxd.
I got some.
So that's about it, guys. You ready to jump into the movie itself?
Indeed.
Bird.
This is The Suicide Squad. We open with Folsom Prison Blues. That, of course, the James Gunn needle drop off the bat. So much better than the on-the-nose Suicide Squad soundtrack from the first one. Oh, my God.
Yeah, James Gunn does the needle drops in an exciting way, just like the Gerard way from Umbrella Academy does. There are some great needle drop moments in that show.
I remember seeing this in the theaters, and this kind of made me nervous because Folsom Prison is
always
not like
make me nervous.
It's not an obscure song. It's something that everybody knows. We know Johnny Cash is singing this on stage in a prison, and we're in a prison. And I just thought, this is really on the fucking nose, man. I hope that every song isn't like this. And yeah, it was just a weird. He started off to such a shaky start because of the movie that came before it, and he leans into that shit in a way that, like the getting to the title credits is because the first movie sucked so bad.
Right. No, it was almost a meta commentary on the first film's like really on the nose needle drops.
Yeah, exactly. And once like we got to the title card, I just thought like, this fucking genius. He got me. He like pulled my sweater over my head and punched me in the face, and I didn't know where it was coming from.
So yeah, we meet our team, quotes our team, Savant, Javelin, Captain Boomerang, Blackguard, Weasel, TDK, and Mongal. They're put together by Amanda Waller, commanded by Rick Flag, yada yada. So like he's basically doing the first movie before the credits,
right?
And then,
that was our biggest criticism of that first movie. I think more than anything was how many times they introduced those characters over and over and over in different ways for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
like we
that
got
was our main complaint.
2 introductions of Harley and of Bloodshot. Eyeball, Will Smith, shoot
Eyeball.
Shooter
guy.
McGavin, gunman,
Scarface,
Sir Shoots
Snorky,
monkey Ted and Alice. The team boards a plane. They're joined by Harley Quinn. They're sent to a South American island nation of Corto Maltese. Which we last heard about, as far as I know, in 1989's Batman.
No.
That's where Vicky Vale.
We've heard it since then.
Have we? Have they mentioned Corto Maltese in other Batman movies?
Right. It's been name dropped in other DC movies.
I don't remember an instance of it, but throw.
I mean, I'm not saying.
Don't quote me.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just can't think of one. I mean, it's possible someone just mentioned it in passing somewhere, but.
Oh, okay.
I guess most prominently previously featured in 1989's Batman.
Yeah, it was a plot point in Batman.
Yeah. Their government's overthrown by an anti-American regime. The teams are tasked with destroying a Nazi-era laboratory called Jotunheim, which houses a secret experiment called Project Starfish. They're to kidnap the Thinker, the scientist in charge of the project. So they land on the beach. They're all immediately killed, except for Harley, Rick Flag. Meanwhile,
Weasel can't swim.
Oh, great.
Weasel can't swim.
Pete Davidson sells them out and gets shot in the face. Mongal is somehow heavier than a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Javelin gives her the javelin. The javelin is one of the most inspired parts of this whole movie.
Oh, he gave Harley Quinn so much to do in this in a way like that was unique, but also true to her character.
And an improvement on what the first movie tried to do, which was we got to get Harley off by herself because she's who people came to see.
Absolutely.
We got to get the Joker into this story because that's who people came to see.
Yes.
And every time we see her, she's less objectified, which I, of course, appreciate, not just on the sexist level, but on that like gross daddy's little monster kind of like where at first it just kind of felt like it was trying to be a sexy Halloween costume.
Mm-hmm.
She is someone's pet, whereas now she has agency. And when she sees herself in the mirror getting dressed up, she's not like, ooh, a dress. She's like, oh, I look pretty. I like how I look.
Yeah.
It's not the dress. It's herself.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And the whole thing with like, I have bad taste in men, like all of that.
Well, and she's obviously pretty, but like they don't over sexualize her. She's way more badass.
It's not in a gross porny way like it was in the first movie.
Yeah, in the first one, she's just doing the acrobatic stuff just to get in these sort of sexual poses. In this one, it's like she can fucking uncuff herself with her toes, and
it serves a
put you in a
purpose for the
sleeper
plot.
hold.
Yeah.
Instead of her just taking off her clothes,
Right.
in a big group of dudes, like,
Yeah.
such a better interpretation of her character.
So much. And I love how she wears the
I
dress
agree.
for the rest of the movie, too.
Yeah, she
Dude.
likes it.
And it's brilliant. It's
Set up.
because it makes sense in this story. She didn't stop somewhere and steal a dress off a rack because she's like a petty thief.
Yeah.
No,
Well, it makes sense for the story. It makes sense for the character because she likes the dress, so she's just going to keep wearing it.
So this made me wonder, did they say, I want to put her in a garment that she picks up at the halfway point, but it has to have meaning? Or did this happen as part of the story plot? Oh, we can have him give her a dress. Because
No, I think the design around Harley is always very intentional and to
I
the
think
letter.
the dress came before the romance
Yeah.
because of the way that the movie ends with her in the dress and everything too, with
Well,
combat
and it's
boots
a-
and a dress on. Like
It's
that
a
she didn't
humorous
arrive in.
beat when the combat bit's awesome.
Yeah.
But her getting the dress is pretty comical because she's covered in shit. She's in this hole and looks like hell. Like
Yep.
instead of like you're coming with us, they throw the dress down there. She's tied up. It's just funny. Like put this on. The fuck.
Meanwhile, we flash back to the government team at HQ. They're in contact with the real team, landing on a beach across the island. We got Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Ratcatcher 2, Polka Dot Man, and King Shark.
With our second real title card, because the first one was the Warner Brothers Presents, right?
Mm-hmm.
With his blood from his head exploding.
Yeah.
What's his name? Virtuoso?
Savant.
Savant, thank you. But then we get a real title
Virtuoso.
card.
Yes.
I couldn't think of the word.
Child prodigy. Phenom.
But yeah, I love the 70s style title card. Surprise
Yes.
title card out of nowhere. too.
Yeah, that was so good. I loved all of the diegetic titles of places that they went and like
Cards for those, yeah.
So yeah, we flash back to Bloodsport in prison. He doesn't want to be in the Suicide Squad. But then he meets with his daughter. He's got a bit of a tense relationship with her. She's in trouble.
He tells her how to shoplift. Next time, bring a lookout.
Yeah.
That's your advice.
I mean, like, no, what's embarrassing is that you stole a watch to watch TV. It does other things.
Yeah, well, that.
Yeah.
So much more real and fleshed out than Will Smith and his daughter.
Oh my
I'm carrying presents for my daughter in an alley.
Oh
Because
my-
everything in Gotham happens in a fucking alleyway.
Gotham
in
is
the
90% alleys. Yeah. So
2% open vats.
that's right. Of some sort of green liquid. Yeah. Yeah.
2% gala, 2%
2%
board meeting.
Yeah, 2% ballrooms, 2% board meetings, 2% open bats, and the rest is just alleys.
75%? Yeah.
With some rooftops thrown in for good measure. No one's actually in any buildings, though.
Like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Amanda Waller tells him his daughter's going to go to prison for stealing if he doesn't join the squad. He reluctantly agrees. We meet the others. They're all briefed in the mission. I like the young, like, how the Ratcatcher 2 has never seen an overhead projector before.
Yeah.
Yes. What's
It's a weird
that?
little point.
And James Gunn is so good at grinding a movie to a halt to make a joke.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
When Bloodshot Sport, whatever the guy, who is our new one? Bloodsport. The old one is
Bloodsport.
Bloodshot.
Bloodsport. Yeah.
He threatens Waller, and she's like, "All right, everybody, put your guns down. Don't worry." It's the same scene as the first movie where they give Will Smith a gun,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "No, it's cool. Give him a gun." But this works,
Yeah.
and that was just stupid.
Yeah. It works so much better because, yeah.
Because she knows he's that good with the gun. It's his superpower. Why does he need to shoot anything to show anyone except for us some shit? This just shows us that this character has like motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, James Gunn is so much better than at making these characters mean anything.
Oh my god, yes. It's everything the first movie did, but good. But
They wake
actually
up
good.
Ratcatcher too, and she can't wake up. Oh, millennials, because she sleeps in, whatever. Like, that's a character point somehow.
So sleepy.
And I just have to say, I love how light this movie is, but not in an MCU way. It's a completely different vibe from MCU movies, yet it still manages to be light and funny and fun. Yeah.
Fun, yeah.
I loved when we first met Peacemaker, and just the childish way he is one-upping Bloodsport.
I love
like,
Love he's taking notes.
Yeah.
I hit things dead center. I hit things more dead center.
Well, and that Idris Elba, Bloodsport, is immediately engaged with this because he is also a child.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No, yeah, the line later on where it's like, nobody likes a show off. They do if what you're showing off is fucking awesome. He's right.
And he's saying it to him. So they are a perfect match.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Rather than ignore the fact that they're the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Lean in on it.
So
Great chemistry throughout.
Yeah, absolutely. We rejoin them in the present on the beach of Corte Maltese. Peacemaker and Bloodsport are fighting. We see that Harley is given Javelin Man's javelin and then captured by the army. Meanwhile, the squad.
Polka Dot Man has a rash.
Yeah.
This is when the rash first appears.
Yeah.
And practical effects.
Air quotes, rash.
Really cool, kind of creepy practical effects, making him glow.
Yeah. The effects were great in this. The great visuals, like really arresting and interesting visuals.
His color palette's always great.
It's shot in the dark, but it doesn't look like Game of Thrones. Like, what do they call that? Day by night shooting or whatever?
Day for night, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. King Shark tries to eat Ratcatcher too. Bloodsport's afraid of rats. The one rat that always wants to be his friend is great.
Sebastian, he has a name, Thoreau.
Sorry. Is he from the comics?
I don't believe so.
Okay. The next morning, Amanda tells the team that they've discovered that Rick Flag was captured by the enemy. They're told to recover him before heading to the city after Jotunheim. They show up, they kill the entire army, only to discover that Rick Flag wasn't captured. These are the rebels and their allies.
In an escalating series of violent gags.
Yes. This whole sequence is hilarious and funny.
It's a dick measuring contest. Like,
yeah, like the whole like the little like jerk off motion that Peacemaker makes,
and his disgust. Like they are really subtly acting off of each other in the funniest ways. He shoots the guy with the non-lethal round, and he tells him, "It's not a kill, you lose."
It's like exploding bullets
with the slow reveal and the point. Yeah. Oh, it's yeah.
I think my favorite was the fan shooting the table with the fan to make the fan fall in the
that was
tub.
In response to the style of the exploding bullets, right?
No, that was before.
Oh, was that before that? Okay, God, so good.
Yeah. It was right after Peacemaker shot the guy that wasn't wearing any pants.
We see somebody hang dong. It's a DC movie.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh yeah. Our first superhero movie. No.
Superman.
One was our first superhero movie. Dick. God damn it.
They are not afraid to hang dong in the DC
They
universe.
are not.
No, they are not.
Bring back Henry Cavill. Bring back the Superman dong.
In the earlier scene, Weasel was waving in the wind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When they did the walk on screen.
Oh, I didn't notice.
It was subtle and it's small.
Oh, good for you.
I guess I thought it was a tuft of hair. But what isn't?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the city, the new president, Silvio Luna, is meeting with the Thinker, who's showing him Starro, who ejects small versions of itself which attach to humans, making them part of a hive mind. His general wants to use it to attack the nations of Earth, but he thinks that if just by using this as a deterrent, they can be taken seriously on the world stage. Harley gets cleaned up and introduced to the president, who romances her, telling her he wants her to be his wife. That night, after a day of romance and sex, Harley murders him because she was recently in a bad relationship and the president was exhibiting red flags.
So, a specific red flag, and we will use it to kill our enemies and their families and their children.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
But yeah, she immediately shoots him in the chest.
Yeah, right away. And she explains why that's not an overreaction. It's because the kind of guys she's attracted to usually don't go away quietly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. She is so aware. This is the first time we really get to see Harley really, really, really think about herself in that sense.
Yeah,
because she's still
been
figuring it out.
emancipated.
Yeah. In Birds of Prey, she's still, that's day one of the breakup, basically.
Yeah. So she gets captured by the army. A general becomes the new president. He plans on using the starfish to destroy the nations of the world and become the most powerful nation on Earth.
This was one of the hardest scenes for me when he had his men torch the birds.
Oh, yeah.
That was just rough.
Yeah, there's a cold-blooded birderer.
Like, just let him go.
Right.
If you don't like the birds around, just open the cage.
yeah. One of the easiest animals to get rid of.
No. I know why the caged bird sings.
There's no time. He can fly.
I know why the caged bird burns.
Dude, he's so dramatic. He like turns away as they burn the birds. He's not even doing it for the killing. It's to make a point.
Yeah.
El Jefe.
Meanwhile, the squad discovers that Polka Dot Man was infected with an interdimensional virus. It makes it so he can throw dots and kill people. We get the first shot of his mom as everybody.
Brilliant.
Like all of those like surreal visual touches, that and the animated flowers behind Harley, like just a gorgeous looking movie.
Well, and the end sequence.
Yes.
In the
eye. Yeah. All of it. Just a gorgeous.
Well, and if you had only had one of those things, it would have been just weird.
Yeah.
But having multiple examples of that, plus the visual, the cards themselves being out of the landscape, it really, really adds to it having the shared view image is this hodgepodge of surreal stuff.
Yeah. It's just so visually interesting and unlike things we see in so many of these movies. It's just stylistic things that don't exist in the world itself necessarily all the time.
Visualizing their psychoses.
Yeah.
That's a
in
good
unique
way
ways.
to put it.
Yeah.
So let's see. They sneak into the city on a bus driven by a rebel. We get the back.
Milton.
Yes.
He has a name, Thoreau.
Milton. God damn it, Al.
These Corto Maltesian parents are messed up.
They are.
Yeah.
Milton.
Yeah, it's a strange melting pot, this tiny island.
It really is. Yeah, we get the backstory of the rat catcher. Then we go to the nightclub where they expect to find the Thinker. They spend some time drinking and having fun. Polka Dot Man, like dancing with all of his moms again.
It's one of the best shots in the whole movie.
Absolutely.
And the way that they do the buddy scene where everybody's drinking, we're going to only have one drink. And it.
Well, that's the
partying.
fun of it is because it's not from his perspective that time. So it is about the drinking and the partying. Like you see him dancing with them.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So the Thinker shows up. They kidnap him, but in order to let the others get away, Flag, Peacemaker, and Bloodsport allow themselves to get captured by the army. They escape pretty quickly in a truck while they're being transported.
The touch of death move that they all share. I love all three of them going down together because that they are all so dangerous on their own, but the three of them together, they're like, yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Yeah. They were never really in danger at any point in there. And I like the little, I don't smoke.
With the cigarette still stuck in his mouth, like he can't get it out of his mouth.
It's like stuck to his lip. Like, yeah.
I like that they waited to kill the three guys because they got the information about Harley at that point.
Yeah.
So, they wanted to see what they could get out of them before.
And they were coming up to their
eradicating
stop too, to the meeting point, right?
Yeah.
Because the car crashes exactly where they need to be.
Yeah. And before they're on to Jotunheim, though, they have to go rescue Harley. Meanwhile, Harley's being tortured by the general and his men. She escapes and begins fighting her way out of the palace. She reclaims the javelin. And just as she gets out, the squad arrives to rescue her, and she joins them.
Her reaction, you came back for me? Can I go back up so you can...
Yeah, I'll go back up. She doesn't need them at all. It's just great.
Yeah, the character development. It's so strong because they've had 3 movies. They're doing the Peter Parker Spider-Man thing with Harley Quinn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Harley at this point doesn't know anybody but Rick Flag, right?
Yeah.
Because this is where she's first introduced to Bloodsport.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go over the plan with the Thinker. Who they're going to use to get inside the facility. Then they're going to blow up the starfish in the building and escape. So they get inside. They begin rigging the building with explosives. Rick Flag.
This was clever because the new Presidente, Suarez, gets alerted about the goings on at Jotunheim, and they all take off to go. The army takes off to go attack there.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the rebels sneak in once all the guards have left.
Yeah,
to go to Jotunheim.
Exactly.
Well, and Rick Flag tells her that. He's like, hey, they're all coming to us. You should go there. He tells her to do that, which, whatever. You can talk about the white savior thing, but he's like an intel guy. He's a military dude who knows because he has more information than she does.
He's a master tactician and strategist.
Yeah. And to go out of his way to tell her, like, you'll get the bag, don't worry, is pretty, that says a lot about his character, instead of her being like, if she had come up with it on her own, it wouldn't have done anything for his character.
Yeah, exactly. So Rick Flag and the Ratcatcher go down to the lab with the Thinker and Peacemaker. They find Starro the Conqueror. The Thinker explains that Starro was brought to Earth by the U.S. government, which was secretly funded. They funded the experiment secretly for decades, using Cordo Maltese citizens as test subjects. This pisses off Rick Flag, who's going to leak a hard drive containing the evidence, but Peacemaker kills him, who's secretly under orders from Waller to cover up the U.S.'s involvement.
The greater good.
Yes.
Which was kind of Flag's MO in the first movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In the first movie, he was kind of like covering up. Yeah.
Yeah, this was just a bridge too far, kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like he gets it like Peacemaker gets it, but it's just like there has to be a line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not willing to kill everyone for peace.
Right. Well, and
Peace, right.
Peacemaker says, yeah, even if I have to kill a military hero like you, sir. So don't.
Yeah, and this is the first glimpse of any feeling that we get from Peacemaker is after he kills him. He's like, oh, fuck. I kind of looked up to that guy. He was kind of a heroic figure in my mind.
Yeah.
Shit.
Meanwhile, fight between the rest of the team and the military leads to Polka Dot Man accidentally setting off the explosives early. Jotunheim explodes and crumbles, and the hard drive falls into Ratcatcher 2's possession.
The explosives is like the perfect movie example of like a plan falling apart.
Yeah,
because they could have blown up the things and it would have done the same thing, but it going off too early just adds to the chaos at the end. James Gunn does such a good job of escalating all of the chaos.
So all of the action in this is so fun to watch and so interesting and so different from like your standard Marvel Skybeam or like
2 people flying around punching each other.
Yeah, it's so much more fun and interesting, everything he did here. Like he designed the set pieces in a really unique and smart way.
The way the building shears off,
Mhm.
and the fact that we get 8 minutes earlier, we get to go through the whole thing again from a
Yes.
different perspective, which we are primed by the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he plays around with time. Like the whole movie is just a lot of very auteurish touches that are very interesting and unique in ways
Well,
that
and
you don't get to see in these kind of movies a lot.
Serve narrative purpose too.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not just happening because it's cool to go back in time and show it from a Rashomon second perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So Peacemaker tries to kill the rat catcher, but Bloodsport shoots him and takes the drive.
The fact that when the three jumped, he landed on that one little piece that broke off.
Mhm.
Oh wait, no, he used his rope, his grappling rope.
Yeah, and he swung.
and he swung, but that failed. Pulled out of the wall, so he fell. Lands on his feet, good for him. But then the floor caves out beneath him, and every floor beneath it.
Yes.
Until he finally gets to the level where Peacemaker and Ratcatcher are.
Mm-hmm.
This was very Disney looking. This is something that would happen in a Disney animated movie.
Yeah.
It's not Bugs Bunny because there's a lot happening and complex background.
Oh, it's so funny you said Bugs Bunny because I thought of that when Harley walks up on them doing their rescue mission type thing. So Bugs Bunny oh, what's going on? And they explain,
very much.
we're rescuing the rabbit.
Yes. So Starro escapes the destroyed building, kills the Thinker, a lot of the military, and begins rampaging through the city, taking control of the people in the streets. Amanda Waller tells the squad that their mission's complete and tells them and orders them to leave. Bloodsport decides to lead the team in fighting Starro. Waller's going to execute him with the thing in the exploding thing in their head, but her team decides that they are gonna side with Bloodsport. They knock her unconscious so they can continue the mission.
This was also a fun surprise.
Absolutely a fun surprise, and it sets up this team really well for the Peacemaker series.
Well, and we didn't mention the betting pool, did we?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, the entire office is running a betting pool on who on the Deadpool of who will live and die kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I loved all the behind the scenes stuff from HQ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always.
That was all fun. Yeah.
Compared to what we got in the first movie, which was Waller, standing there with a team of people behind her that she's kind of shouting at over her shoulder.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then she kills.
Mm-hmm. Starro kills Polka Dot Man. And then Harley pierces a hole in its eye. Ratcatcher 2 summons the city's rats, and they dive into his eye and chew him to death from the inside.
We get did we miss the Taika explaining the rats thing?
Oh yeah, that was at this point that she flashes back. Yeah,
he says the rat. If what is it that if we can care about rats, then anybody can be important.
Yeah, they're the
really heartfelt.
Their lowest form of something like the dregs.
And he said, if rats have purpose, then so do we all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With the whimsical music.
Yeah, very, very the streets of Paris kind of like.
It really culminated in a weird way. It's the anti-Skybeam space fight movie.
Yes, I love this big fight with this big thing, and it's so fun, so interesting, and such a cool way to do it.
And when they were on the bus, Ratcatcher and Bloodsport were talking, and he said, it's from the trailer. He said, I'll make sure you get out alive. And she says, I'll make sure you get out alive.
Mm-hmm.
And that quick wipe of the tear.
Yeah.
That's good filmmaking.
And she does it.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the thick of it. He's out of weapons, and she just calls in her army of rats.
Mm-hmm. And he saved her from Peacemaker.
Yeah. Yeah. They literally did the thing they said they were going to do. That is movie making, damn it.
Yep.
Well, and she is the hero of the story ultimately because Starro says, I control, this city is mine, this island is mine, this planet is mine. She's like, no, this city's not mine. This city belongs to the rats, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, ultimately, Harley and the Ratcatcher are the ones that take it down. Like, they're like, that's cool.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't want to admit it, but in any metropolis, that's it's their city.
Yeah, we're all outnumbered by the rats.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we are. Except for Canada. Canada claims they are rat-free. I think they're lying.
Yeah, but they got beavers.
Which are nature's rats.
They have sewer beavers.
Yeah, nutria, isn't that what they're called? Muskrats.
Yeah, something like that. So, all right. With the military diverted, the rebels take control of the government. They pledge democratic elections. Bloodsport forces Waller to release him and the surviving squad members in exchange for keeping the secrets on the hard drive secret. They get airlifted out of Corto Maltese.
Tyler sees Dad on TV.
That's right.
And is finally proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
We get the morally
That's all it
gray
took.
solution to the problem too.
Yeah.
Because he could have been like, come catch us. We're already wanted criminals or whatever. But he says like, all right, I'll keep your secret. Let us go though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because ultimately keeping that secret is, it's a shafy.
Be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that came out.
Yeah.
Superman might be pretty pissed too.
Oh yeah.
He's
Oh
a
yeah.
journalist, right? Or just a really fast typer.
I mean, in this version of the DC, is he a journalist? Like,
Everyone's a journalist.
where did he go to college?
He's on what do they call it? Substack.
Yeah. Yeah, he's working for like Vice.com.
He went to Northern Jor-El College.
Northern Jor-El University.
He learned from
Online
a crystal. That's very modern.
Online campus.
Yeah. And at the end, we get to see Bloodsport petting Sebastian. He's getting over his fear of rats.
I love the whole arc between Sebastian and Bloodsport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
charming.
One of the most endearing moments when when Sebastian hands him a leaf, like the first time we find out that he has a phobia.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's he doing?" Oh, he's giving you a pretty leaf.
Yeah.
He's like, why the fuck would I want a leaf?
I love his explanation. Them on the bus. Peacemaker doesn't say anything, but he nods in understanding and agreement when Bloodsport talks about his old man. She talked about, they were homeless and he was a heroin addict, but she never felt safer and more loved in her life. And then you have like Chris and Dubois, and they're just like, yeah, our dad's tortured us, and here's where we're at, kind of thing. It's just, instead of the heavy-handed dadness that we get so often.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting though, because you get the father relationship between him and Ratcatcher too, and that's how they explore him.
Right.
Serving that purpose is like, oh, I guess I can be a fatherly figure. I can be a leader.
That's why he wiped the.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Waller says that to him. I told you I'd make you a leader when he
Right.
betrays her.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool that Waller knows what's up. As
Yeah.
evil as
Yeah.
she is.
She absolutely knows what's up. Yeah. We get a mid-credit scene to reveal that Weasel is still alive.
Weasel is still alive.
And they let what's his name? Sean Gunn do that stupid run that he does. Where he
Yes.
wiggles his arms.
Yeah.
And then in an after-credits scene, we get to see the Waller's team getting assigned to a new mission with Peacemaker, who's recovering in a hospital. They're spinning off into a TV show.
Excellently done.
Yeah. And that is the Suicide Squad. The confusingly titled Suicide Squad.
Which, after watching it, I think it was intentional. I think they were like, no, fuck it. If we put a number on it, it's going to tie us more to that movie.
Absolutely.
if they put the reboot in the title, people wouldn't take it seriously as a movie.
And then right off the bat, he's like, "This is disposable."
Mhm.
You know, like it's not a part of anything else. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna kill off half of them right now.
Exactly. Yeah. No, absolutely. Everything in this movie was intentional. He knew exactly what he was doing the whole time.
Yeah. It's the best thing they've done. It's the best DC movie.
Absolutely. Hands down. At least since the Nolan movies. Absolutely the best DC movie.
And as a comic book movie, it might be a better movie than the Nolan movies.
As a comic book movie, yeah. Yeah, the Nolan movies were very rooted in reality. That's,
Yeah.
Nolan, that was the whole thing. Nolan was making them like a gritty, realistic thing.
What if Batman lived in Chicago?
It's like, hey, give me some deep dish.
You'd be sitting on the L, miserable.
Yeah. Be like, why do I have to shovel Wayne Manor?
Right, it's cold. It's cold here.
It's really cold for like 7 months out of the year.
I have to commute.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, we got any final thoughts or unanswered questions?
No questions.
Where's Harley Quinn going to be next?
Yeah, I mean, Margot Robbie said doesn't have any plans to play her anytime again soon, and we do have the
Lady Gaga.
the Lady Gaga, the lady herself.
Yeah, it'll be weird.
I think she will do a really interesting Harleen Quinzel, the Doctor.
I think she will. Yeah.
But I'm very interested to see.
I think this is not the last we've seen of Margot Robbie.
I doubt it.
I think they'll bring her back in some creative way.
I think with James Gunn being in charge of it, it's going to be interesting to see what he does, because he said he plans on bringing things together more, it being less disparate.
Well, right, because they have the Crisis on Infinite Earths that they could, just like the Infinity War or coming soon Secret Wars, that they could dive into and bring people from different universes. I know the Flashpoint they were trying to.
But with everything that's looking shakier. But he said
James Gunn knows how to bring.
I hope they
together.
abandon the Flashpoint Infinite Earths thing. Not abandon it. I hope it falls apart on its own and they release these movies however they do. But they lean into Harley as the center of the universe, like the Harley Quinn cartoon, where she just exists in the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
She's a really fun lens to see all of that through.
She is. I mean, James Gunn specifically said there's not going to be 8 Batmen. So he plans on unifying it in some way. It's going to be interesting to see how he does and how the Todd Phillips movies fit into that, or if they do.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that it's okay to have 2 Batman at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, we currently
It's okay. Come here, son. Let's talk.
I mean, we are currently at 3, possibly 4. So that's
Look at how many Spider-Mans.
That's true. That's true. The Spider-Men made it work.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
And they were all together on screen. So
yeah.
So all right. Well, you guys want to go ahead and rank this summa bitch?
Yeah, sounds like it's going pretty high on the list.
I mean, I think so.
I think it's let's put it up near The Godfather 2.
Right, yeah. Right below Doctor Strangelove. So let's see. Obviously,
Thoreau, you already said that you thought it was better than the Guardians movies.
I did. I did say that. If it were just up to me, I'd be putting it somewhere up in this area for sure.
I think it's better than Ragnarok. That's saying a lot. I really like Taika.
I loved Ragnarok. Yeah, it might be a better movie than Ragnarok was. Ragnarok was great and a lot of fun.
I think this is better than
Iron Man was important. No, I don't. Iron Man was important, but it's not like one of my favorite comic book movies.
Yeah. I have a hard time putting it above The Dark Knight. I mean, for everything it does. I mean, The Dark Knight was kind of seminal. And this is not seminal necessarily.
No, but it was like, look, comics can have Oscar-winning performances, like they truly can.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would personally put it at number 7. But I'm interested to see.
I'm fine with that.
Al?
I'm questioning its placement above Black Panther.
Yeah.
I think this is a stronger movie. All the ways that things tie together.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stronger movie.
This is three-dimensional chess, the movie. He's doing so much.
Fair point.
And this is the single greatest recovery, I think, of a comic book movie ever.
Oh my God. He rescued this franchise in a way that was unbelievable. Yeah. Brian?
I like 7.
Me too.
I'll go with it.
All right.
Pride.
We will do it. Our 7th deadly sin is the Suicide Squad.
Cool.
And that's it for this week on Harmless Phosphorescence, Suicide Squad, which means it's time to look forward to next week. And I don't yet know what next week's movie is going to be because it's going to be our first Christmas movie chosen by Mr. Brian Lesh. Brian, what's our movie next week?
So I chose 1994's Mixed Nuts.
Mixed
Oh my
Nuts.
God!
Oh my God!
That was mine.
Really, Josh?
That was my selection.
That's
I love that
incredible.
movie.
That's incredible.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
I like it.
Rotten Tomatoes has it at 16%.
Yeah, I know. What a shocker they didn't like Nora Ephron.
Right.
I don't remember it being bad, but
it wasn't a hit.
I probably haven't seen it in 25 years, so that's exciting. I remember that's the first. I think that's the first thing I ever noticed Adam Sandler in that was like non SNL.
Yeah. Liev Schreiber.
Was that even before us? Like when? I don't know when I don't know when he joined SNL.
It wasn't before he was on this.
Okay.
He went from like MTV right to SNL.
Okay. But all right, that is
Madeline Kahn is in it.
Yeah. Robert Klein, Rita Wilson, Mrs. Tom Hanks.
Rita Wilson
isn't in much.
Juliette Lewis.
She's so good. Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, good for you.
And of course, starring Steve Martin. So yeah,
Sorry,
that's going to be a lot of fun. Well, then Josh gets to do his movie
please,
plus
call
pick
me,
another one.
Right.
That's right. That's true.
All right. So next week we will be doing 1994's Mixed Nuts on our holiday phosphorescence.
Woo!
Until then, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. I'm gonna go watch TV on my watch. Bye.
I'm Josh Cece, and the thinker had his way with me.
I'm Brian Lesh, and when I die, please light all of my birds on fire.
You're muted, Doctor.
My name is Letters. It's AWK, the Alaric Weber kid.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Adios.